Pretty exciting news for our Indiana Pacers.
Wow, what a game and what a finish. And, you know, it's like this reminds me of the era of the Colts with Peyton. No matter how far they're down, you know they can come back and win it. And, wow, they did it last night.
Now, I'm not going to lie. So I know some fans were like, hold on.
Can I give you a statistic to prove what I'm saying is absolutely 100% right?
Yeah.
In NBA history, only 3 times has a team down 7 points come back to win.
Yeah.
The Pacers now have done it twice out of the 3 times in NBA history.
They've stressed us out, but then they come back and then get a win. It makes for a pretty winning Wednesday this morning. And we're going to have a nice winning Wednesday weather-wise, right, Chuck? Oh,
absolutely. It's going to be a really good day today. We're going to be in the 70s. We could see a stray shower, but most of you are going to keep it dry. Check this out, ladies. Isn't that beautiful? We're going to hear more from Lindsay on what's going on in traffic. This is the eastern sky. Now, we're still 37 minutes away from sunrise, but already we have that beautiful view. It is 53 here, a little bit cooler in Zionsville at 49. Newcastle is at 52, as is Martinsville, as is Plainfield. Right now, it's 52 in Kokomo and Muncie and Richmond. But again, we're all basically in that same boat in the 50s. And I do think, I would say 9 or 10 o'clock, it's really going to warm up very fast. Now, currently, we're running about 4 degrees warmer than we were at this time yesterday. Greencastle, you're about 8 degrees warmer than at this time yesterday. We've had, so far in this young month, 71/100ths of an inch of rain here, 1.26 in Shelbyville. And even though there's a stray shower today, I think for the most part, a lot of you have just multiple dry hours. That could change a bit tomorrow, but you see the clearing skies out there right now. Here's a look at our forecast. Mild, a stray shower late possible. We're going to be in the upper 70s, 76, 77, somewhere around there. That will be your high, and we'll have much more in a few minutes. And Lindsay, you know, the skies are beautiful out there already this morning. How's the traffic?
Not too far off.
Good.
Yeah, it's not so bad. And we are watching this trouble spot, though. And this is going to be, well, not the north split where Chuck was just showing you that beautiful sunrise. This is just a little south of there, and it's looking to the north. This is 65 northbound, where we start to see brake lights right around this time of day because of this new traffic flow pattern going into the south split. We've got some barricades that are set up. We also have some lanes that you need to pay attention to because you might end up on the wrong exit ramp. If you're in that far right lane, that's going to be an exit only to Morris Street. Those left lanes, that'll take you to I-70 and then I-65 northbound. So right now we're not looking at a major backup coming up that 65 corridor, but we're going to keep an eye on that and let you know if we see any delays develop.
I have a baby in the car, and the guy that hit me, he's trying to find his insurance, and the guy just pulled a gun on me.
You can hear in that 911 call is terrifying as things escalated. That was a call from a mom during a road rage incident where a man eventually pulled a gun on her.
Now, she tells dispatchers that man hit her car from behind twice and then threatened to even kill her baby. Matthew Foltz is here now with how 2 men saw what was happening and came to her rescue, thank goodness.
Yeah, certainly glad these 2 men stepped up. And we know one of the men who stopped is an Army veteran, Aaron Hurst. He tells our Jenny Renovich he did not hesitate to help. Now, police say the incident happened along US 52 near County Road 100 during broad daylight. According to court records, 45-year-old Jason Middleton rammed his van into the back of this woman's car twice while she says she was slowing down for traffic. The woman called police and said he seemed under the influence of something. Then minutes later, she called again saying that he had pulled a gun out on her, threatening to sexually assault her and kill her baby. That's when Hurst was nearby and saw Middleton and the woman struggling and stopped to help.
I got to him. He was getting in the van. I noticed he had a gun in his hand as he got into the van. Didn't notice it beforehand until then. But then he sped off, and I was tailing him just for a brief second of just sprinting, like a brief second, thinking, of course, the baby's in the van. And then she said, no, my baby's fine. It's with me.
Well, we know police, that guy took off, but police were able to fortunately track him down.
That's right. They were able to track him down eventually to a nearby farm where he was inside of a storage container. And again, that goes back to that woman calling police initially, giving them the license plate and his vehicle description. So that eventually let police track him down. And again, this morning, he is in Hancock County Jail on a $500,000 bond on multiple charges. As for the mom and her baby, they weren't identified in the original police report. report, so we have not yet heard from them directly, but police tell us they're doing okay this morning.
Yeah, I'd imagine they're probably not, quick to want to talk about that at this time, Matthew. Thank you.
Yep.
Well, this morning, a 17-year-old is now charged with murder in connection to the death of an 18-year-old. The shooting happened back in April at a gas station near 34th and Emerson Avenue. Malachi May died 2 days after officers found him in critical condition inside of a truck. Court documents reveal May's family members told police he had been in contact with a person that he was selling a gun for. Officers say they shared images of 2 suspects, and police said one of the people matched an image from the gas station surveillance video. That and fingerprints from the driver's side window of May's car led them to Sir Braylon Howell. He now faces charges of murder, robbery resulting in serious bodily injury, and dangerous possession of a firearm.
This morning, the man who fired shots at the Jackson County Public Library is now facing charges. Emiliano Cuevas Bravo is charged with several counts of attempted murder and criminal recklessness, along with other charges. That shooting happened last Wednesday. Investigators allege that Cuevas Bravo fired a shot from a long gun toward 2 library workers. One of them suffered minor injuries. A person in the library reportedly tackled the suspect and held him until officers arrived and arrested him.
Well, construction crews who are working on the Henry Street Bridge uncovered hundreds of grave shafts near downtown Indy during that dig. That site is over part of the old Greenlawn Cemetery. City leaders say they did expect to find hundreds of old grave shafts during excavation. Well, now urban historian Leon Bates says their estimation of 650 is a bit low. Indy DPW announced the archaeologists identified, in fact, 674. But Bates says that doesn't mean that many bodies were discovered.
Some of the graves have more than one, some of them are empty. So the anthropologists have to make that final determination of how many individuals we have.
Bates says that could be a lengthy process, and all of the remains that are found will be reinterred. The bridge, by the way, is expected to be done next year, extending over the White River between Washington and Oliver Streets.
Well, this morning, we're learning the city of Indianapolis is planning to widen parts of the historic Monon Trail. Phase 1 is already done, but another phase has some neighbors questioning the move. So 13 News did talk with some of those neighbors who have property up against the Monon Trail near 56 in Canterbury Park. They're in support of the city widening the trail by just about 2 feet on each side. But neighbors say they started asking questions when the city asked homeowners to sell 33 feet of land on either side of the trail. Chris Carson is leading an effort not to fight the city, but to help neighbors understand their legal rights.
That leaves another 50 feet that the city's trying to acquire without any real explanation of what's the purpose of the additional square footage.
Well, in a statement, DPW says it is trying to secure full ownership of parts of the trail because on some sections it only holds easement rights. That project started in 2022 and has gone through several phases already.
Well, today is the first day of construction on that massive $4.5 billion project in Boone County. Eli Lilly is building a new medicine foundry for research and manufacturing. The final project will cover 2 million square feet across 7 main buildings. That will bring the entire drug-making process onto one campus and in the U.S. The goal really is to produce all Lilly medicines right here in the United States. Lilly is expected to add 400 high-paying jobs at that Boone County location. It's really the first major project of the LEAP Innovation District. Well, in just a few hours, the original farmers market reopens for the 2025 season on Monument Circle. You can find produce, baked goods, and lunch options all on the south half of the circle. It gets underway at 10 o'clock this morning, runs until 1:30. The farmers market is open Wednesdays through September 24th. Well, the blue and gold are on a roll thanks for that three-pointer by Tyrese Halliburton last night to win the game.
Yeah, the Pacers are now 2-0 in the Eastern Conference semifinals against the Cavs. We showed you this at the top of the show, but it's so nice. You probably want to see it twice, right? Halliburton made a three-pointer with 1.1 seconds remaining as the Pacers scored the final 8 points, actually, in the last 47 seconds. Halliburton scored 11 of his 19 in the fourth quarter.
So Pacers were playing from behind really for most of this game if you were watching it, but that comeback came in hard the final minute.
I'm at peace. I'm at peace with my game. Understanding that I'm trusted in these moments. I have all the confidence in the world to make these shots. My teammates and my coach staff give me that confidence, and I'm just trying to make plays out there.
All right, so they come back here Friday night for Game 3 at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Tip-off is at 7:30.
This morning, more than 100 cardinals will meet in a conclave to choose a new pope to lead the Catholic Church.
Coming for you at 6:15, we'll explain the process and what's expected to happen today.